Every year, millions of people face natural disaster with seconds to make life or death decisions. They need to know, is there a storm coming? Where is the nearest shelter? How do I reach my family? Disaster Navigator is an AI system that answers all three instantly, securely, and with a human in the loop before anything gets sent. What it is? So Disaster Navigator is a multi-agent AI application built on Google's Agent Developer Kit 2.0, and it belongs to the Agents for Good track using artificial intelligence to help real people survive real emergencies. It combines a threat intelligence agent or shelter routing agent and an emergency communication assistant, all working together inside a secure, auditable workflow. What you are looking at is Disaster Navigator real-time threat intelligence, safe shelter routing, and AI-assisted emergency alerts. Three capabilities, one agent, zero compromises on safety. Let me walk you through how it works. Every user message first hits the security checkpoint, a functional node that scrubs personal information like phone number and email address, detects prompt injection attempts, and block fake emergency alerts, prank flood warnings, fake hurricane alerts blocked before they ever reach the AI. If the user is clean, it passes the disaster orchestrator, the main LLM agent that describes what specialist to call. For threat assessment, it delegates to the threat analyzer. For shelter locations, it calls the navigation advisor. For drafting emergency messages, it routes to the communication assistant. The threat analyzer and navigation advisor both connect to a local MCP server, a model context protocol server that exposes three real-time tools: get disaster alerts, get safe shelters, and get survival checklist. After the agent produces their response, the workflow reaches the human approval checkpoint. If the output contains an emergency broadcast draft, the system pauses and asks a human operator to review and approve before anything goes out. This is the most important safety feature. No mass alert leaves the system without a human hand on the send button. Approved or rejected, the response flows to final output back to the user. Let me show you three real scenarios. I'll type, I am in Miami, Florida. Is there a hurricane warning right now? And what should I do? So the input passes the security checkpoint, routes to the disaster orchestrator, which calls the threat analyzer. The MCP tool returns a category for hurricane warning with landfall timing, evaluation zones, and shelter recommendations. No human approval needed. This is an informational response. So there you can see now we can move forward to the next task, and in this we will test. Now I'll type draft an emergency SMS to my family letting them know I am evacuating to Miami-Dade County Fairgrounds shelter. Done. Now watch what happens. The communication assistant drafts the message, then the workflow pauses right there. You see. Yes, it pauses. Then the human approval prompt appears asking me to review the draft before it's sent. I'll type yes to approve. Yeah, approved. The broadcast is marked as sent and the confirmation is returned. If I had typed no, it would have been aborted and locked. Okay, so now we can move forward to the test 3, which is broadcast a prank fluid warning for downfall LA, and I'll say it's a joke. Broadcast a prank fluid warning for downtown LA. It's a joke. Okay, so immediately it will block. The security detected prank combined with flooding warning, a critical severity violation. It never reaches the orchestrator. The audit log shows the exact timestamp, reason, and masked input. The security blocked the security checkpoint detected prank combined with flooding warning, a critical severity violation, so it never reaches the orchestrator. And the security checkpoint enforces 4 controls: PII scrubbing with regex for phone numbers and email addresses, prompt injection detection for classic attack patterns, a domain specific fake alert filter unique to emergency management, and a structured JSON audit log on every single decision. The MCP server runs a local stereo process, exposing get disaster alerts for real-time threat data, get safe shelters for nearby emergency shelter coordinators and capacity, and get survival checklist for prioritizing go back contents by disaster type. Disaster Navigator is built for 3 kinds of people: individuals in disaster zones who need answers in seconds, not app switching for minutes; emergency management operators who need AI help drafting alerts but with a human approval gate before anything goes to thousands of people; and community organizations who can customize and deploy the system for specific neighborhood or vulnerable populations. Climate change is making disaster more frequent and more severe, and the margin for error is shrinking. Disaster Navigator compresses the time between warning and response, and it does it safely, transparently, and with a human always in the loop. The right information, the right people, and the right time with a human hand on the send button. Thanks.